here we are in the Dark Tower.
And it looks like there's a bunch of people over there.
Yes.
And I did
Well,
try
these
to
are their waypoints for their homes.
Yeah, I have no idea how to set one of those. Otherwise, I'd have mine on. But
I think what
it's
you do is you
much,
press
though.
B. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You press B.
All right.
So where are you living?
I am not sure in relation to this place. I do know, however, that it's not in the jungle biome.
What kind of biome is it?
I think it's a it's a forest biome, but it's got a lot of other stuff in it.
Any idea what your coordinates are?
Not really, but I know it's north of this place.
All right. Let's go north. We're gonna
Yes,
find
I'm
out.
on survival mode, I might add.
Yes. Well, I'm technically on survival mode too. I was just injected with special genetic serum, which gives me the powers of flight.
And here I thought you
And-
just had a jetpack. Never mind.
Yes.
So I take it you built the Dark Tower whilst in survival mode.
That is correct. In fact, most of it was built before I had flight.
Oh.
So I got to...
You must have a flight potion or something.
Yes. Alright, we are going north, and this volcano
there's a
is
place
large.
where there's at least one other. There's a trail leading to somewhere else. Another one of those roguelike dungeons. See now we're over. We should be around where I am.
Alright, and do you remember what kind of building do you have? What's it made
I don't
out of?
actually have a building. You'll be able to pick the place out by the presence of a one of those smelting furnaces.
Alright.
So you're heading in the right direction. Well, you're not really heading in the right direction.
Do I have to go further north?
No, you don't.
Do I go west? Do I go...
Yeah, but you gotta go a bit south too, I think.
Alright.
It'll also be marked with a large creeper. Wait a minute, you're almost on top. There it is, right ahead.
Aha!
I'm not there at the moment. When I last signed off, I was down a cave.
Oh, okay.
In fact,
So-
it's the cave that this is the entrance to.
We are going to make a waypoint for you. We're going to call this Markotron's Lair.
Yeah, right now it's a lair.
What color do you want to be?
How about blue? Is that already
Blue.
taken?
Well, if you want a light blue.
Yeah, that's okay by me.
All right. Okay, there we go. Because Dig's already dark blue, so... Actually, no, Greg's dark blue.
Okay.
So you are light blue.
Yeah, I plan on expanding this, however, into an actual base. And I know a few things you can do with certain of the mods, like mechanism. It takes a ton of patience to do this, but you can actually quintuple your ore output.
Mm-hmm. I've heard about this.
You need a ton of chemicals though, like sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
You need an electrolyzer,
And are all these things in
desalinization
this...
plant.
Are they in this mod that we have?
I think so, yeah.
Because,
Pretty
yeah,
much have to be.
I know very little how...
Chemical distillation plant or something, crystallizer. I can't recite all this stuff off the top of my head, but there's a ton of it.
Well, would you like to take the controls?
All right, sure. Right now I'm you though.
Yes, well, you are me.
I'm unfamiliar. Okay, so I was originally looking for a place that wasn't in the jungle because it's not very easy to establish yourself in the jungle because I'm
Jungles
going
are
to
rough,
take
man.
you to but if you take a look at where I'm leading you, you'll notice that there's a kind of a plant here. This thing, it's an herb garden. If I were to knock it out, I'd get some food, which you need in order to survive, naturally.
Indeed.
Plus the fact that with Pam's Harvest Craft, you can process the stuff into like juice and such, and sandwiches. Now in here, there shouldn't be any light in this chamber. It's intentionally supposed to be dark, so
One of the things I have is a night vision potion.
Oh, I see. Anyway, it's intentionally supposed to be dark so that these ore berries can grow. I've got a lot of them. The essence berry bush, aluminum berry bush, iron. I think there's a couple of gold in here, tin, copper. They effectively make these metals a renewable resource.
And
Sort of.
Where did you find them?
In the cave.
Do they grow?
Naturally, yeah. You find them in caves every now and again. You can pick the berries and dig up the plants, but you got to plant them in the dark. They won't plant in the light. You know.
They will not grow in light.
No.
Okay.
The brighter it is, the more slowly develop. Anyway, so further down here, this is the cave I'm currently working on. See if I can take this down. Yeah, I notice you're in a giant ravine, and that yellow stuff is not gold. It's something called yellowite. I'm wondering if the big reactors mod is here. I'm not sure whether it is or not, but...
I am not sure.
Okay, so... here's a dungeon I encountered. It was of the spider variety.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you have cleaned it out.
Yep. I didn't dig up the moss stone, but I might do so later to make mossy cobbles. To make moss, actually, because if you apply moss to a tool, it starts fixing itself.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, I've been down this cave a fair bit, lighting it up and such. Shouldn't be too dangerous up here.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. Oh, osmium. I need this stuff if I'm going to build mechanism machines.
You can mine it if you want, and then put it in your chest so you can get it when you're you again.
No thanks. I figure I'll save that for later. And some of these ores I'm not even sure I know what they are, like that blue one up there. Or sort of a rainbow-colored one.
I am not sure.
I want to find that stuff out. There's also applied energistics here, which is, you can tell by the presence of Certus cores, which you might or might not have glimpsed in our walk through this part of the cave.
Mm-hmm.
But that's used for making computer chips and such. And you can make it so that you store tons of stuff in on a hard drive.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the other guys, I think, have built one.
Now over here is my alloy smelter. I am not completely sure what I have in there at the time. Yeah, copper. I need copper and some leftover aluminum brass.
Mm-hmm.
What is blood? Ooh. I guess some mobs have been meandering around where they shouldn't be, because if you start walking in one of these things, you're going to bleed inside my tank. I'm not so sure I want that just yet.
Maybe you should have a fence or some sort of barrier.
I'm not sure whether I ought to do that or not, because blood may be useful in some other mods, like blood magic, for instance, or you can use it in place of slime, or something like that. But I haven't gone very far right now. I'm still at an early stage of development, but I plan to increase this to a better, something a little more base-like.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I did Impact Flux, I looked for a roguelike dungeon and set up shop there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, here I'm gonna have to build everything. I may just end up taming this cave, like hollowing it out, making it a little more orderly, and turning it into the base. Or I may end up moving to the desert, which is quite a ways south of here, because in the desert you build a better salination plant.
There's another desert to the east of my the jungle.
Yeah.
So
The problem with the desert is that it doesn't have those. Actually, I think it does. They're a different type, but still, the thing about Pam's Harvest Craft is that you need a lot of different stuff to build the stuff you want to that gets you a lot of food. For example, let's talk about the. Actually, no. I'm going to. The burgers. We have a hamburger. Real simple. You just cook some raw beef and put it in toast. Cheeseburger. Add a cheese to a hamburger. Bacon cheeseburger. Add a pork chop actually to a cheeseburger. Mm-hmm. Deluxe cheeseburger. Throw in some vegetables to what looks like a cheeseburger. And bacon mushroom burger. Add a mushroom to a bacon burger. Each of these adds more successive hunger points. So you see
Man.
my point here.
That
There's
makes me want to
also
open a burger restaurant.
there's a
now.
little thing called, I found this on Impact Flux, Epic Bacon. Restores everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's pork and dyes. It's literally what it is.
Epic bacon. So does it have to be bacon or meat with 7 different dyes?
Yeah. And there's various sandwiches, various jelly sandwiches, which means you can make various jellies. But in order to do that, you need to craft some cooking tools, like the juicer, for instance, or the skillet, or the cutting board. There's 8 of them in total. But the rule of thumb with Pam's Harvest Craft is the more stuff you got in it, the more valuable it is, or the more phases of processing it's been through, the more valuable it is. Like with all these melons, you can make melon juice using a juicer. Melons, you eat one, you get just 1 hunger unit. Drink some melon juice, you get 2.5.
Yes.
So there you have it, my summation of Pam's Harvest Craft. The amount where you can craft any food you can think of, well, almost any, except for hoagies. Lord knows why.
Yes. This talk of food makes me hungry, says
Me
Eric.
too, Eric.
Yes.
I haven't eaten yet.
Mm-hmm. There is a proud tradition on my stream of Let's Eat. Do you know that? What have I eaten? I've eaten Chinese food. I have eaten a hoagie, a cheesesteak. I have eaten. Actually, I've done Chinese food several times. I ate a Butterfinger once. Trying to think what else. Ate quite a lot of things. So we have a tradition growing here.
I forgot I had this, the factorization metaphor. I've also built the juicer. These things I don't know what they are.
Mm-hmm.
I found this in a dungeon. Mind this. That's on a berry bush. I think this was dungeon 2. This I found in a clam. I think.
Clam.
Yeah, there are clams here. Or berries.
And they eat books.
I don't know what they eat. All I know is that there's one nearby. There's all my
You
food.
found
I
a
have
beer
no
cup.
idea what this is. But I find it every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
The spawners, ectoplasm, which comes from knocking out special slimes. There's the pearl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I do have all my osmium. Oh, phew.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, but as you can tell by the shape here,
Oh.
a creeper started bounding up the stairs and blew everything up before I had a chance to react. Fortunately, I was able to collect some of it and put them. Oh crap! Hold on. And
did he
put
fall
it
in?
back.
Huh.
Briefly, he meandered in there.
They managed to get out.
Yep. But that still probably didn't stop him from leaving a little blood in there. Anyway, so the creeper was here, blew this part up, knocked out. I think he knocked out all my gold. I'm not sure though. Yeah, that is just plain bad. You know what I mean? I had to really hastily pick up and put everything back, so things are a little disorganized right now.
Mm-hmm.
This I'm going to use just for the smelter, but until I craft another chest and get myself a little more set up, I have to store it in a temporary spot.
Right.
And this is where I sort of hid out,
Mm-hmm.
like the first night when I didn't have anything at all.
Indeed.
So I can't really see myself doing much outside here until I start needing that salinization plant, in which case I'll probably pick up and move to a desert location so that I can build the factory around there. Although
Why is it better in the desert?
it's hotter in the desert, you can make more brine more quickly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, brine is produced from a salinization plant. You take the brine and you run it through an electrolysis machine, and you get sodium and chlorine. You can get rid of the sodium. I don't think it's used for anything, but the chlorine you can make hydrochloric acid to quadruple your ores, or process ore crystals from quintupling your ores. Let me see if I can get them all to show up here.
A lot of ores.
No, it's just a lot of stuff you can do with ores. Well, isn't this nice thing in here? I'll just use this category. This is all the stuff you do in Mechanism, and you can see you got crystals, which you can produce 5 of them for an ore. You process them into shards. You process those into clumps. Those are up here. You crush the clumps into dust, and then melt the dust, and you get the ingot. Finally, after a very, very drawn-out process. Impact Flux says it's not for the faint of heart. They're correct, but
So
I
it's
was never
not-
all that faint-hearted anyway.
Indeed.
Well, I think you've given enough of a conduct tour of Markotron's lair. Hopefully, when I get the chance to do so, I'll have it built up a little, and maybe I'll be up to tripling my ores rather than doubling them. I intend to make a factory. I also intend to hopefully find a division sigil. You know what one of those is?
No, what would that be?
A division sigil is or maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, or maybe it's sigil, but you use it to craft unstable ingots, where you divide well, first things first, you generally find them deactivated. A deactivated division signal needs to be activated. In order to do this, I go to a place with a lot of dirt, like, let me just scout one out around here. If I had a division signal right now, I would take my enchantment table, which I should already have, and put it here, right here. You put it, like, right here. Then you surround it with the redstone sort of a trail. And then you round yourself up an animal, hopefully by a golden lasso. I might want to grab myself some of them. Ooh, a roguelike dungeon. A wooden one, too. And when the hour is right, when the moon is directly overhead, a.k.a. now it seems, I sacrifice the animal, just kill it on the enchantment table. And then I turn tail and run. You want to know why?
Why?
Because the earth around... Ooh, cool. The earth around the enchantment table becomes cursed, takes on this purplish hue, and you get all these mobs, and they've got the haste enchantment. They are running around and out to get you. So so I figure what I do is get into my bed, go to sleep like right now, and wake up when the cursed earth is on fire, and so are the mobs. And then you'll have your very own division sigil. But division sigils are incredibly dangerous. You have to make sure you know what you're going to put them in. Because when you craft a division sigil, you go to a vanilla crafting bench. You can't use a Tinker Station. You go to a vanilla crafting bench, and you click on it, put your division sigil here, take an iron, put it there. Make sure that you have this clear because you're going to need it to store the unstable ingot to craft. Take a diamond, put it there. Then you'll have an unstable ingot here. Take it out, and then craft whatever you have in mind within 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, you will literally die of a Java exception.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you have divided by diamond, and that is division by 0, and you can't have that. Well, whether or not you can depends on what it.
It's kind of almost like a meta death in a way.
Yeah. I found that aspect kind of cool, but you can do all kinds of weird stuff with unstable ingots, like I think the one thing I can think of though is a portal to a place called the Deep Dark, which is real down deep, below the void even.
Oh wow!
You just got to craft one block of it. You right-click it, and you're in the Deep Dark. And there's tons of ore there, but mobs spawn twice as fast than anywhere else. Plus, you start at the very top of the Deep Dark, which is this very big cavern. And when you're there, you got to make your way real slowly down